That must be Matriarch's Mercy. Sure think a lot of their royal family, don't they?
Think they made the statue big enough?
Lord, damn, what was that? There ain't been active fighting here in, I don't even know how long. We got bases down there. If one of them got hit, then that strike will be the first of many.
This station's sure going to scrap since last I stepped about. I don't think we'll be hitching a ride anywhere quick.
Attention passenger, you are running 1,027.5 hours late for your tram. Please be mindful of your departure.
Looks like folks holed up here after the fighting started. Guess not everybody was eager to take sides. Unless you're bent on exploring, best we hoof it over to Matriarch's Mercy and use that added Bassar mentioned.
At the order of the Ascendant, our predictions are both sufficient and necessary for positive outcomes.
Please, somebody help us! Anybody, please! Finally! Some help. We desperately need aid. Desperately. My family and I, we was making our way to the mercy camp for us refugees. We were set upon. My wife, my son were injured. Can't move them by myself. I had to leave them just past this tunnel so as I could go for help. But being alone is even more riskier. The Varachnids, I chased them off, but they'll be back. Please help us. Ain't nothing I can do for them, but you got weapon and medicines and can get us to the camp. Please. Thank you. Thank you. This way. This way.
Who's there? Let me know when you need a distraction. Check enemy lights.
Adrenal time.
Beautiful mirror. Wait. Guns cocked and loaded. Just give the signal.
Another refugee? All right, step forward. Just a moment. Allowing anyone into Matriarch's mercy unprocessed will upset the precarious ratio of refugees to aid. We should have an opportunity for placement in approximately 7.85 days, presuming no unforeseen alterations. That a fact? Well, I was going to give you a friendly warning, but since you don't have the time, I'll leave you to wonder. So be it. Welcome to Matriarch's Mercy.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
I remember this place before the war.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
Algorithm. And then we solve for the... apologies. Just catching up on a research assignment between queries. Yes? Did you need something? Oh, doesn't everyone have that memorized? It's 1.77245385. Ah, I see you were making a jest and/or attempt at conversation. Anything else? Typically, no. And it has been somewhat challenging focusing my concentration. The abbot felt a scientician operating in a conspicuous spot in the thoroughfare might be useful. An illustrative way for our guests to see how we operate. To show how the crabble patties are made, as it were. That is, if the meat preparation involved a 90-step rate formula and a conflux of polynomial equations. I am also on hand to answer queries by providing data supporting our actions. Though perhaps due to my central location, 89.74% of the time, I am simply asked for directions. I am sure they bear any inconveniences with grace and dignity. I mean, the statistical jump correlated to residents within Matriarch's Mercy has some pretty compelling numbers. According to data, life inside shows a notable uptick in key relevant quality of life factors: longevity, access to medicine, potable water. Life outside sees increased risk of starvation, inclement weather, and hostile xenofauna. Yes, indeed. Numbers are really against you out there. We have diverted internal resources to better meet demand in key areas. And I'm pleased to say that's led to a statistically significant 2.7% increase in refugee satisfaction. But if my data remains unconvincing, I suggest you inquire with Provisioner Plotnik inside the lift building. Simply tell her Archivist Widmark approves brief use of her time. Then back to it I shall get. Oh, try not to get too close. My sinuses are stuffed up, my ears are backed up, and my guts are gurgling. I could burst at any moment. Every fluid from every orifice. So keep your distance. Don't want it, don't need it. I've gotten sick at least a dozen times since we set up camp. Why, last week alone, I caught hack lung, sprat tongue, skinny teeth, and a rare case of mortified skull emergence. Figured I might as well get used to being sick. So I'm practicing for my next disease. It's gonna be a nasty one. I think it's downright awful what's happened to these fine folks. But me especially. Sickness, malnutrition, spontaneous genetic disorders, it never ends. You too. Trust me, you don't want to catch this. Neither do I, for that matter.
How long are we meant to stay here? How long are we meant to stay here? How long are we meant to stay here?
What's the order? I'm not in the prediction business.
Broke my nose. I banged him up real good for you, didn't I? I won you one, right? Matters settled.
The void you did. Barely connected. You're thinking of 2-3 scraps ago. You've been mostly unconscious a while now. Oh, geesh. We didn't mean to over your head talk or nothing. No, I guess I should only answer for myself, though. Maybe Mapother did.
Huh. Never had anybody accuse me of that afore. Lots of other stuff, sure, but that one's new. Well, we could play Guess the Question, I guess. That usually passes some time.
You ought to talk to Boss Tilda. She's the brains in this... What does she call it? Oh, yeah. Quasi-illicit shenanigan.
Doesn't like to look at us when we're all banged up. Said my face turned her off Borscht loaf.
Anyhow, head down the hill along the fence. Tell her Mapother and Mudge sent you.
By calculating the position of every... Apologies, outsider. As a vicar, I am usually tasked with guiding non-order lay people, such as yourself. Lately, the abbot has tasked me with the education of the refugees in our care. You are, of course, free to stay to be enlightened by my lecture, but I don't need an abacus to predict your path lies elsewhere. Well, if it's in the displaced's best interests, I imagine I can find a moment. Oh, yes. Though I must admit, some looked quite startled when I spoke on our schism with the Protectorate earlier. In retrospect, I may have started to yell in my enthusiasm. Suppose I, more than any other member of the Order here, connect with non-scienticians. I've begun daily lectures, including practical advice on efficiently planning their days. I frequently launch into extended orations on everyone's favorite topic, math, and meticulously expatiate on our sex origins in the most rigorously pedantic detail. Oh, I must remember that one for the next time I schedule a moment of mirthful hilarity. As I'm sure you've read in recent dissertations doing the rounds, education has proven to have a 13.7% increase in overall quality of life. I am single-handedly making a difference here, with constructive pointers on efficient scheduling, lessons on order history, plus some mathematics for a little added razzle-dazzle. Whenever you're in the mood for extemporaneous bloviation, you know where to find me.
$1,068.5 pardons, but my attention is presently 99.81% occupied, coordinating provisions and supplies. You may Yes. You may
By the law. It's you. Oh, thank the architect you're finally here. I've scarcely breathed while hoping you'd come. I am in desperate need of your help. True, but the Order's predictions know you better than you know yourself. Recently, I had a rare opportunity to ask the Seer for guidance. He told me that a dashing outsider would answer my prayers. I feared the prediction was a fluke, but here you are, a dashing outsider standing before me. Strictly speaking, it isn't. Not yet. But the math is very, very, very good at predicting what is probably most likely extremely possible. In theory. Within a margin of error. Anyway, that is the Seer's business. My business is the health and welfare of this camp. Where to begin? There are so many sick and wounded in Matriarch's mercy, and I have but 2 imperfect hands. I am but a humble general practitioner. What I really need are specialists, and the Seer predicted an outsider would find them. My thanks, stranger. Probability is on our side. The Seer gave me a datapad with explicit instructions that I not read it, for my intervention could only throw probability into disarray. Now, take the datapad, with my thanks. As a doctor, I'm appalled. We don't have enough beds or private quarters to separate people, so sickness is blazing an unhappy trail through the refugees. Of course, the Order keeps us well supplied with meds, but things will get worse as long as we're overcrowded. Yes, I can treat sickness as it arises. It would be leagues better to prevent it entirely. That means space to spread out. Since you asked, you can run this medicine to Horst Lambing. Just don't shake the man's hand. He has a habit of coughing into his palm when he covers it at all. Since you aren't a refugee, I hope you understand that I cannot offer my goods free of charge, but my prices are fair.
You're right. The universe does not orient itself toward fairness. But it's... Ah, you must be the, Earth Directorate agent I was told to expect. Your punctuality is commendable. Allow me to welcome you to Golden Ridge. I'm afraid I've no refreshments available, but can I interest you in a customary debate over decidability? Sensible. Straight to business, then. The presiding bishop sent word of your imminent arrival. However, pursuant to our normal standards of compartmentalization, she was scant on the details of your mission. That said, I've been instructed to assist you however I can. So, tell me, what brings you to Golden Ridge? Victor? Oh, yes, Archivist Clemens. Quite the mind. Such encyclopedic knowledge of engineering. One could almost mistake him for an exemplar. Is he in some kind of trouble?
Victor Clemens, some kind of radical. What an absurd notion.
I must agree with my seer. I once watched Victor shed copious tears over a damaged datapad. It's difficult to imagine him capable of worse. And that may well be true. But our standard of proof within the Order is not normally met by hearsay alone. Victor's currently supervising highly experimental research at one of our labs to the northwest, the Enray Range, beyond the invaders' front lines. Unfortunately, you'll need to go through the decommissioned autonomous extractorium to reach it. That path is less than safe, so I advise caution. Besides the highly caustic Serenium River and the Mantisaurs, we've also received reports of mad cultists in the area. It does make me wonder why Victor decided to stay. Victor is dedicated. Single-minded, one could say. I've always thought highly of his analytical skills as a researcher, less so his social ones, perhaps. Loath as I am to admit it, there may be some merit to your worries over a conspiracy within the Order, whether Victor is involved or not. As my predecessor would remind me, denying unpleasant facts is not good science. I would be remiss if I failed to support an investigation. No doubt you heard of the recent attack launched on that Anti's Choice base, Outpost Opportunity. It came from one of our facilities, the Zeranium Manufactory. But that facility is intended for research, not military action. I hate thinking an Order member responsible, but given the precision of the attack, it does suggest traitors in our midst. It would undoubtedly benefit both of us to root them out.
Respectfully, Scholar, given current tensions, should we really be trusting such a delicate task to this stranger? Would an internal review of our ranks not be more appropriate? Earth Directorate Agent is just a title. I'd seek to know who you are beyond that bit of headline.
I don't dispute the need for discretion, my friend, but the presiding bishop made the determination to send the agent to us. It's best we trust her calculations. Moreover, our situation is growing increasingly dire. I can't overstate my fears concerning this most recent attack ending the ceasefire and reigniting the war in Golden Ridge. One more thing. Your investigation into the traitors takes precedence, but if you could also render aid at Outpost Opportunity on our behalf, such a gesture might preserve the peace. I knew I could rely upon you. Ruth wouldn't have sent you otherwise. Here, take this writ of investigative inquiry. It'll grant you access to the manufactory. Seer Wiley and I will conduct our own inquest into these traitors you've mentioned erstwhile. We can compare notes once you've returned with your findings.
beheld that new rifle up at the monastery, the Oracle?
Happy to chat for 0.07 seconds. Oh, time's up. Bye.
Ah, I pleasantly anticipated this exact moment. My personalized order prediction and weekly prognostics report both mentioned encountering an unforeseen factor about now. I suppose that designation doesn't wholly apply to you, though, does it? Predicting future events is an imprecise science. Currently, that is. Well then, I read that you'd have questions about our predictive methods, correct? True, my situation does lack a certain refinement. Regrettably, this is Matriarch's mercy. We all must do the best we can with limited means. We utilize a mix of proprietary research methods to gather as complete a data set as possible, and advanced calculations using well-honed models to effectuate it. None of us predict events with complete accuracy or absolute detail. We'd need to solve the universal equation to do that. Fortunately, we're all working very hard on that problem. The Department of Predictive Analysis provide weekly prognostics reports and personalized order predictions to help steer our followers' paths. More what to watch out for, advisement on adhering to the plan, forecasts of probabilistic dangers, elements of larger predictions made relevant to groups and individuals. The Department of Predictive Analysis is mainly populated by seers like myself, who represent the Order's most talented mathematicians. After years of study, some can predict events a few seconds or minutes into the future with reasonable precision. Others can estimate with up to 71.1% accuracy several months out. Of course, predictions have grown more difficult with the loss of the archive, but I am not to speak of that with an outsider. No offense. Unforeseen factors, random elements, anomalous outliers, incalculable variables, all of them can undercut the accuracy of our predictions. But as we close in on solving the universal equation, unknown unknowns will become known unknowns. Then finally, known knowns. You follow? Matriarch's mercy is brimming beyond capacity with those cast out by war. But we of the Order rise to every challenge and continually strive to better our guests' existence. Why, I, for instance, have availed my predictive methods to our refugee neighbors in the area. I share the very same surprise. Engagement is admittedly rather low, but at least one member of the camp reports he has benefited from them greatly. One of our recent guests, Rollo Nast, has received multiple If my own humble assertions are not enough, I trust his attestations would convince you. And perhaps, well,
We need to help the folk at Opportunity, Commander. Boy the Abbot. He's more concerned with exonerating his own than with...
What is it? I have 15 seconds of allotted time for... Oh, new arrivals. Yeah, beyond me. Tell me, what do you know of the exclusion zone? But the ever-disruptive voice of... We can't have the voice of the displaced sowing disorder. Will you help us? So, do we have a deal? Any questions before you get started? You can find her outside. Novice Seer Vicarage should have... Scienticians around the settlement inform me you've made some inquiries. Good, good. Well then, if you need me in the meantime, as with probability, there is an but with effort, patience.
Since the schism, the paradigm, what caused the schism between the Protectorate and the Order? The Consul tried to kill presiding bishop
Matriarch's mercy is no safer than the trenches.
Oh! I suppose that means you're not a threat. So that's good, right? Oh. Well, the Order have got the first just after lunch. Wynn picked up my co-occupant Ike had a PO. Anybody needs me, I'll be right here patiently awaiting my latest personal order prediction.
We're not going anywhere. Not on the basis of some half-baked prediction.
I have
This
too much on my mind
so-called
for
exclusion.
Except for the fact that you ain't yelling and trying to eat me. I'd have pegged you as some sort of prosperous scrap. You do got a certain feral look. Screw their predictions. Sorry. What is the administrative? Best thing you can do is introduce yourself around Kim. Huh. You'll get... I could use a break from fighting injustice. Not to insult our girl.
Where do we go now? Another refugee camp? Another
Welcome.
colony?
Have you come to this?
Haven't seen this many folks crammed together since recall libations might have corrupted. Smells about the
Keep
same,
your
too.
behavior acceptable parameters. And make a difference.
little woozy there, Commander.
Freelancer, please report to your assigned area and do not interrupt current operations.
That Manosaur was at least 4 meters
Move on,
tall.
Freelancer.
Yeah,
I've been
probably
tasked with
closer to
treating
6.
enlisted personnel.
Probably the biggest Manosaur there ever was.
This situation is untenable. We aren't prepared to fight mantisaurs or deal with they attack again.
If you're here to help, then you should be aware that we've all been placed on standby after that last
Careful
attack.
wandering the trenches there, stranger. Some board initiates might become competition.
Together, they would establish.
I do not believe I've observed you in these trenches before. You are aware this is a war zone.
I should do study. Study.
This is the last bastion of control before no man. Everyone is on edge since the...
That is what I call a stubborn clog.
I do not believe you have clearance to be here.
You're gonna have to hold it in, friend. Privy's out of order. Never fear. I'll get that clog moving soon enough. They don't call me the pipe doctor for nothing. You mean you want the pipe doctor to practice real medicine? On real people? Why, this is the greatest day of my life. The human gut is the most compact and efficient sewer system ever. A plumber's dream. My dream. But don't get me wrong, it would be an honor. I'm just not sure that I'm ready for that kind of challenge. You really think so? Very well. Sometimes it takes a plumber to do a doctor's job. If Matriarch's Mercy cries out in need, then the pipe doctor will answer. See you there, friend. Your command.
Okie Commander. Just say when. Let me know when you needed a stretch. Worry about. Waste them on your command. Got eyes on some no good.
You ain't worth scrap.
Draft is ready. Frankly, pissed off. Even just a mention of Auntie seems to get your blood boiling, Ibarra. Don't tell me you judge folk before you get to know them.
I'm sorry, what's there to know? I mean, apart from her bottomless greed and bad heritage.
Hey now, she's much more than you think. She's a visionary. Did you know that the formulation for rehydrated water came to her in a dream?
You definitely...
moving!
Gotta beat the beat.
My aftermarket parts are fried.
On your command.
Commander. Incentive time.